wasn't like I'm setting up Damion. I'm making sure Damion is cool. I'm making sure I got my investments and all this stuff, because I always took for granted that Aaron and Tim are going to be on point all the time, right? Because I know people want Guy always, right? So it's like they're going to always be cool. They're going to always want to tour. They're going to always want to sing. They always want to do stuff. That's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the truth. So sometimes I'd be like, oh, hell to the no. What's good? And if it wasn't for, and I speak this because during this time, now the whole world is locked down. So everybody seems to be in the same box. But everybody's in that same box in different sections of the box, because these people over here, the haves, right, they still have money that they can sustain, like just talking about, for a little while longer than those that thought they had things set, but now they lost their job or they lost their small business and they can't do anything. So it's like, oh man, what is going on this side of the
It's like things were erased.
And, no, everything was erased. And then you got people like me and other artists that were in that bracket where we can still work, the 90s artists, the 80s, 90s artists, right? Where we can still work and keep on getting that, but then we're not getting it. And so you're going, uh-oh, how are you going
what are you going to do?
Survive? What are you going to do? And for those like me, I ain't never worked a 9 to 5 in my life. So I don't even know what that feel like. And neither would I. You know, I wouldn't do it. So I don't know what that feel like. So my brain, as I'm saying this, like, what is going to be your new, right? What is your new step? So I'm going, okay, I got to work on this, I got to work on that. And all that stuff takes time.
It takes time, and it takes money, it takes creativity, support, and people. Yeah. Your community, your tribe, as well, right?
Yes. Facts. So,
you know, this is a sidebar. Like, when I stopped, like, I've had people say, I think it was Maceo when Burt Fidel passed away. I went to the funeral. I think it was Maceo. I forget who I was there with. And someone, people still know me from the industry. And he's like, oh, you're Greg, you quit. And I was like, huh? He's like, you quit. And I was like, I didn't quit. He's like, you were everywhere, your career, you just quit. I was like, no, I'm a single mom. I had to choose to take care of my child, which needed me 100%. Some kids you could drag, my son needed me, right? So I didn't quit. I just lived in my path went that way, right? But for a lot of years, I tried to figure it out, and I had money, and I always had that creativity, and I'm real smart that way, and you have your people, and you could figure it out, and then bills got more, things got higher, this got more, that got more, and I was like, let me go take a job, right? So true story, I went into the beauty industry. It's crazy, and I went to the general manager of a large retail chain, probably the biggest in the world. And I give him my resume. I put like artist work and stuff I knew, and I give him my resume, and he says, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I said, "It's your lucky day. Just take it." And he's like, "All right." Yeah. And he did. And I did really well, and I made it work, and I made a lot of money. It was, that's a whole nother story, but I did it. Everybody probably thought I was completely insane. I mean, little Kim used to come to my job and sit there with me for hours every day. Like, celebrities would hang out with me there because they were like, yo, dog, like, you need me to, like, buy some shit? You know what I mean?
Right. What's good?
But it was like family.
Right. That's right.
But I learned it. It's not what I would suggest for everybody. Like, there's machines that you can work, whether it's retail, whether it's merchandising, there's a lot of machines. We can definitely talk about the machines I've learned. And there's ideas, because I know it's hard for everyone. But, one thing I am clear about, artists thrive in this time. Creative people just are creative.
Yeah, you have to open up.
Right? Like it's gonna connect, and then it's gonna start to, and then it's gonna start to pick up, and people are gonna come together. Yeah. And when one starts to do one thing, it's gonna be like, yo, put me on that, or yo, what do we can do over here? How are we eating on this?
You know what? That is the hope, right? Listen, and here's the hope. That during this time, we all wake up and watch each other because everybody's on IG Lives, everybody's trying to do something on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's doing everything. So you kind of look and you try to see where your synergy lies.
Yes.
And in fact, people are going to say, you know what? Damn, I never knew he was doing that or capable of doing that or she was capable of doing it, right?
Right.
So let me deal with them. But here's the problem that I see.
Okay.
The problem I see is that even during this time, IG, they still clickish. Everybody's still clickish.
I see it.
Still
or you do something and then someone runs over there and does it first with the person that, might be a little up more or lower. We know. Right.
That's still going on. So for me, my platform is I keep my platform over here. I'm not, no matter how big people might see me or what it is, I don't like that entertainment click shit. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's time to put that aside. I don't care about your money. I don't care about your all of your awards you had, with your house, your car. None of that shit matter. At the end of the day, we have to really reach to each other and say, yo, when this thing come back up or when I start a new production on something, I'm going to fuck with her. I'm going to deal with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That cat is funny. Or he know how to speak. Or for this thing I was thinking about, I thought I was going to get that host. But I need to get this host.
Right.
Because everybody right now, like you said, right, are trying to reach into themselves and get their inner host, their inner funny, their inner thing, right? And you hoping, nah, you're not good at that. Don't do that. You're cool. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with me, I was never on IG Live doing anything. And then my people said, yo, D, people like hearing you talk.
Yeah.
Go. And when I started going on, I started just saying, okay, cool. Let me just
share.
My truth and let people see me, vulnerable Damion, true, strong Damion, who I am, is going to make them.
Damion.
Thank you. They're either going to love me more or less. You understand? And for me, I like to take that risk because I don't want people being in love with the Damion Crazy Legs Hall from God. I want them, they're going to love me for who I am.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Can you still hear me?
Yes, of course. Still hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got low all of a sudden. I think somebody tried to call me, that's why.
When it came up, I can hear you.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like, I just really want to embrace people differently. I want people to embrace me differently. And I'm finding a lot of different things that I know, oh, you know what, D? Do that. And so right now it's all about synergies. I'm connecting different synergies. I'm having meetings with different people every day now. They talking, well, yo, we've been checking you out. We want you to do that. We want you to do this with us. Can we make this happen? So,
yes.
I'm just trying to find my way because you got to find ways to make money during this time. Regardless.
You have to. You go back to what you know and then what it is. Because, listen, there's a lot of talented people out here. There's a lot of personalities, right? In the scheme of it, it seems big, right? And lots and vast. You and I both know from professional experience. You could have a casting of 1,000, 3,000 people. You know immediately when that one walks in.
Yeah.
You know immediately when that one opens their voice or their mouth. You know that one that might just look back and smile or drop something. And you're like, that's the one.
That's right.
That's the one. This is a period of shedding.
Yeah.
It's a period of clarity. It's a period of reset and recharge. But also, what does that mean? It's a very vulnerable period for a lot of people, If you're all the way at the tippy top, you can fall a few notches, right? Some may fall far, right?
Right.
If you're already at the bottom, you ain't going too far. It's comfort zone. It's just a shift, okay? Everybody's got somebody. Now there's other opportunities within the government. Some people may not want to go that route. They may be too proud. but at the end of the day, there were times when that wasn't even afforded. Okay?
That's right.
People couldn't go to hotels. People couldn't pick up a phone and go, yo, I need somewhere to stay and eat. Those days didn't exist before now. Okay? So there is no more worst. The worst is gone of hopelessness and hungry unless you choose for it to be that because of an ego, because of maybe not being able to maneuver a business situation or just all that stuff. There's all kinds of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of knowledge, and it's readily available.
Right.
It's easy now. You click it. We had to run around the streets and call each other. You just Google it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you had to go on the auditions. You had to put on the clothes. You had to, now you Google it. You stay focused. You keep it up. You show consistency. No matter what, even if it's bad stuff grows now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Bad stuff grows. Everybody and anybody can be whatever it is they choose to be if they just choose it. Work it.
Look,
and you're one of the hardest working people I know. Like,
thank you.
I mean, your energy levels, high. That's a God-given. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have that. Like, some people have to, they got to wake up like a half hour early and get the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
And get their hair done. And people have to go. There are levels to things. And then there's the freaks of nature that can sing. They're handsome. You got a great smile. You have a beautiful heart. I've seen you act. I've seen you're in great shape. That's a freak of nature. Okay? You have the competitive edge God has given you, right?
Yeah.
You have the competitive edge. So now, the greatest thing that artists do is they overthink because they're creative, but let others remind you. Don't forget. You have to be reminded. That's why I really wanted to talk to you, because I see things, and maybe in that vulnerability, in that innocence, the friendship, you're able to share the perception of another that they may need to be reminded of. You've done it to me over the years. It's like, yo, girl, it's you.
What you doing? Yeah.
It's like, yo, it's you. Of course. It's not a question, right?
Yeah.
People forget. And some don't. The ones that don't, there's a law out here, and the law works. And it flows back. And that's the thing to trust. That's the thing. Stay present.
Yeah.
Stay present.
Yes.
Right?
I appreciate what you're saying, because I'm usually always the one encouraging, moving, pressing, do it, stay all right, be cool. And I gotta look in my mirror. And I tell my people, go look in the mirror, tell yourself today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna be creative. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Right. But sometimes I don't listen to my own self. I'm like, hey, I'm like, this is
because we overthink.
Look, sometimes I talk to people, and once I finish talking to them, I go to myself and I'm like, all right, D, you have to get on.
You listen.
Right. You got to listen to what you just told that person to do, that you encouraged that person to do. Now you have to get completely on that page, right? And I'm on there now, like I'm working toward that. My hands are like moving in things. I'm trying to,
now. Right.
Moving. I'm moving. I'm going, okay, cool. Let me talk to my brother on a daily basis. Let me encourage him also too. Look, whether it's singing, keep yourself. Can you hear me?
Yes,
you
I
good?
can. Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So, and my thing is like, I know there's obstacles, as we all have, to get over still. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are, again, going back to when you are an artist, you never think things are going to go wrong for you. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm always this, yo, what's up, nigga? Let's work out. Let's boom. I'm always that guy like, we can do. And then you go, so now I'm trying to make sure that I keep myself, because look, money is relevant. Seriously, money is relevant.
It's energy.
It's energy.
Just energy.
You feel me?
Trust your energy. The money's gonna come.
Yeah. And I speak on that. Energy is everything to me, right? Energy is everything. You're gonna die without the car, without the house, without the dad. You're gonna do either you pass it on or you lost it totally, right? After you go. At the end of the day, what makes you happy? For me, it's the little things, right? And I always tell people, what does it take for you to be okay? Forget all the big aspirations and all this stuff you look for. What does it take for you to be happy? $10,000 a month, my kids being okay, being able to eat, have food on the table, one car that's paid for, and I'm okay because it don't take too much for me to be happy. So what does it take for you to be happy, right? What is that happiness? My child, my dog, my cat, my garden, my car that I had for such a long time that I keep abreast, you know what I'm saying? Or my girl or my wife, whatever. What makes you happy? And at the end of the day, that's all it's about. You know what I'm saying? For me, what makes me happy is seeing other people happy. What makes me extremely sad is me not being able to do the things I say I'm going to do, especially for those that have helped me. If I can't do it immediately when they need it, it drives me insane. Yeah, because you're constantly a doer. You're a doer. And I'm a giver, right? Yeah. So when I take and I can't immediately, it drives me insane. You know what I mean? Okay. And I'm in constant battle with that. I gotta make this happen. I gotta get this back. But now I've realized in the midst of this whole situation, if you really can't do it for yourself, don't even ask for the help. Right? Right. Don't even ask for the Don't ask for the help because people even that help you, even they say, "No, we good. I got you." Mm-hmm. When things hit the fan, they don't have you no more. They want it, and they want it now. Yes. And you're going, well, you said it was cool, like now you coming on me like because you see I'm Damion Hall, but look, I was in need just like anybody else was in need. You follow me? So, or because I am who I am, don't mean I might have a faster track to get back there than you, but I'm here. I'm with you right now. I'm right here. Right. Everybody don't matter where we are. I'm right here. Right. So we have to, it's all about you knowing yourself. One thing I can look at, like I said, my thing is look in that mirror. That's right. Look in the mirror. Get up and look in the mirror. I look in the mirror every day, not just figuratively, but I say, am I being true of heart? Do I have integrity? Am I lying? Am I a lover? Do I care? Do I dislike? And these things I answer. I check them every day. Right? Be you. Anybody that know me know Damion has been this person since day one. You understand? Right. So you have. It's impossible for me for me to be a billionaire. And let's say Greg says, "Oh man, I'm going through something." You said, you just said it like, "I'm going through something, but I'll be okay." I'm like, wait, what you mean? Going through what? You know what I'm saying? Right. The hell you going through? Nah, I got you. Boom. I'm not even thinking about it. Right. And this is why I'm the way that I am. My dad said, God's going to bless you. Because no matter how people think of you, no matter what they might say about my son, I know who you are. And I know your heart is pure. You understand? My heart is pure. No matter what you think about me, you ego, you an asshole, you think you're that, you think you're everything. I'm like, well, no, I do think I'm everything compared to what I do. Self-love is very important. Damion, it's very important. I remember, I grew up, I'm from where 50 Cent is. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, a whole, And I remember, and I was thinking about there, you had to fist fight every day. I got beat up every day until I learned how to fight. The boys would protect me. And everybody's like, I still do it as an adult. I used to surround myself with the guys. I wasn't sleeping with anybody. I used to surround myself with the guys to be protected by them. You understand? Right. Because there was so much hate. You get beat up on so much in your life, right? It's bullying. It's, that's just true. That's just life. That's right. So I remember this girl saying when I used to be a tomboy. I could run faster than guys. I could jump the monkey bars. Like I could throw the frisbee. I could do everything. Like the guys, okay? I was a buffering. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh no.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Shut us off. So everybody come back in, join back in. I do apologize. Let me see if I can get Damion here. I'm waiting. I'm so sorry, everybody. Forgive me. This is, till I have my own recording studio and television station. I am at the mercy of Instagram, and I do apologize. Hi, guys. Okay, so join back in. Okay, so I think Damien's in here. Let me try to send him a message. He'll see us go back on. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying to multitask here and get Damion back in the room. Damion, where are you? Come back. Everybody come back. Let me find him. Is he here? So everybody, we were just talking to Damion Hall. I'm going to tell him call back in. Call back in. Do not lose Damion. All right, I don't know what's going on. He said he tried. Do it again. Okay. So everybody, this is an amazing conversation. We're not done. And after Damion, I'm going to be speaking with another gentleman by the name of Douglas Anton. Here's Damion. Okay, so Damion, send a request, honey. All right, because this is so important, and we have places to go with this conversation. So let's view it. And everybody. Okay, he's coming. We did it. Hi, how are you, Rick? Oh, we did it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome back.
Okay.
Yep. I'm happy.
I was like, if you don't come back. Anyway, all right, so as you were saying. So, anyway, long story short, this little girl said conceited. And my whole life, and I knew I wasn't, and my whole life, I spent my entire life trying to make people like me and not be conceited. Because of that one little girl in the park.
Wow.
And not till now, as I'm older and wiser, and there'll be some that'll come and some that will try to stop you. When you're trusting, when you're innocent, right? When you're caring and endearing, you believe. I used to think everybody in the world told the truth. Okay? I didn't just I just recently learned that lesson. Okay. I used to believe people because my heart was honest. So I didn't know people lied on purpose. Like, that's just ridiculous to me. I wouldn't even remember my own lies. But anyway, aside from that, I'm saying that I just was walking the other day and I heard her in my head and I thought, conceited is good. Because if you have self-love and self-awareness coming from a really, really authentic place, then you can share it with others.
Facts.
But if you're broken in your spirit, if you're all messed up in your head, if you're indecisive and all over the place and lack of focus and lack of everything, and this can come from family, friends, whomever, whatever. If you're all that, then that's what you're putting out.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So, conceited's good.
Let's
self-aware.
Conceited is good when it is who you are. Right? It is who you are. Accept it, don't accept it, it's who I am.
Yeah.
If I'm not that person and I'm trying to be, then that's when it's bad because
that's
you're
when it's false.
That's when it's false. You're portraying somebody you're not.
That's right?
So I don't have to watch what I say because what I say is what I mean to be talking about. Words coming out of my mouth.
Right.
I don't have to worry about if I lied to you because I don't lie. So I have to worry about if I can remember because I don't lie.
Right.
It's up to you.
Me neither.
You can assume,
a lot of work.
Do whatever you want to do. That's on you. I'm not going to waste it. I know what I mean and what I say when I say something to someone. And here, anybody that's not strong or believes that there's no way, they think they have all the answers, they will assume you are lying based because there's no way you can be telling me the truth. I don't care what it's about. If it's money, if it's your relationship, if it's your children, if it's do you have another girl? Have you ever been married? Like I don't have to being blunt. I'm blunt.
Yeah, you're blunt. I can attest to that. You're like boom.
I'm so matter of fact. This is what it is. This is what it is. And before I go further, I want everybody to know who this is. First of all, they probably don't know that. This is for those that love God, that ever loved God, that continues to love God, that followed God since '88. This is my interest in the Spend the Night video. That, and she's beautiful now, but that girl that had the blue, that just looking all sexy, that was
people don't even know they did. All right, so I am Damien's leading lady, and everybody came back, and I want to thank everybody because everybody came right back in the chat, and I know there's others, but I'm Damien's leading lady in his music video. So I was his wife. I'm his girl in the video, okay?
I was so happy.
We go back, right? That was like the top, the peak. And you had just probably signed to Andre. You had just, come into the group, right? Because you became a part of Guy, and that was the signature. You guys were with Gene, right? And launching this major. I remember when I was casted for it. I mean, it was such a big deal. I mean, I know it from the side of all the girls showing up to be, and they needed 3 girls. You know what I mean? And they were like, and I was like, everybody wanted to be in that video. Oh my God! And we had so much fun. But wait a minute, look what I found this morning. You're going to fall.
Oh, yeah, that was our first promotional.
And guess what? I have this one, and I have one that's signed to me. And I have all my modeling pictures and everything. And this is right in the box.
But you show them one of your modeling photos. No, don't just show them me. Show them one of your modeling photos. Don't.
One of my modeling pictures.
Oh, my Lord. Listen, she's still fly. But, she immediately saw 3 girls. My eye hit her so fast. I said, oh, my God. Wait till y'all see this. Don't report. Wait, listen, okay. Wait till y'all see this. And you're going to see why I said,
all right, so here's some.
Oh, my God. No, sit, and that's cool. I'm not even going to tell I'm not taking nothing over. But she wants to sit, and she talks, and she breaks things down, and she speaks to all type of different topics. But I would say to her, and I would definitely say this: every time you get on your platform, you need to show people, and this is me when I started.
Right.
This is me when I started, and this is what I'm doing now. I always tell people, look at my past. I kind of let them get an understanding of who I was and who I am, and they can say, man, you still look good, or you look like shit, or you look like this, that. It's cool with me. My platform is for that, right? Be truthful, open up yourself, find your truth, speak your truth. I don't care what it's about. So, but look, man, Greg, I said this to Gloria when she was on my platform.
Okay.
True. I said, girl, you was crazy at 15. You crazy now.
Yeah.
It's crazy then, and you're still crazy now, Greg.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So, it's not many people.
Share it, right? Share it. Don't.
Share it. Don't be like that.
I just started to downplay it for so many years. I think to fit in, and to fit into a world that really I'd never fit. I didn't. I tried, but I didn't. But I tried. When you're different, you're different, right? You're just wired differently. And I'm glad I experienced it, but it's not me.
That's
to stay trying every day to fight to not be me. That's what I did.
Right.
I fought every day not to be Greg the star, Greg the model, Greg the celebrity personality. Greg, I fought every day.
Yeah.
And it was going to kill me,
Yeah.
It was going to kill me. Told him.
No. I don't know. Okay. I love all y'all. I'm glad that y'all are on her platform.
This world case of Mr. Kelly, and that's
why do you got to do that? Everybody's
because as women we have to, because we do, I don't know. My argument, I have a lot of friends in the entertainment business, male friends, right? And there are allegations about some of them. But if I personally have been treated like a queen with the utmost respect, then I don't know. Right. So I am very, very firm on this. I have traveled with them. I've been on the tour with them. I've been backstage with them. We've changed. We've hung breakfast, night, dinner. If I've been treated with respect and they could have had licks at me and didn't, then I can't sit by somebody and say, he did it, if he didn't do it to me. Right. That's my experience. Do you understand? Now, the ones that did and the ones that know if they crossed the line, they have to live with it and they can worry for the rest of their life. So
let me ask
that's
you a question.
On them.
if someone treated you poorly, around the time they treated you poorly, right?
Yeah.
Like if on a Saturday night someone treated you poorly, you'd know by Sunday morning someone treated you poorly, right?
Then, yes.
Okay. And you said unless you block it. So
unless you block it, because I'm going to give you this straight from the heart.
Okay.
Because you completely go into, only based on experience, a traumatic state where you tap out. because it's easier.
Well, I know what you're talking about.
Then you tap out.
Yeah, but you don't tap out. You don't block it. You know it's there. You're electing not to do something about it because it's an arduous thing to overcome.
Absolutely.
Right. But it's not like you blacked out and you need to be reminded of something. Some of these situations we have, everybody all of a sudden came out of the woodwork after a TV show came on. Now,
I see. I see what you're saying.
And then after a prosecutor in Illinois goes on TV and says, hey, is there anyone out there who has ever been treated badly by this person? All right, and I'm saying treated badly, but they went into a little more detail about it. But they didn't say, listen, I'm not saying we're here to collect debts for you.
Right.
I'm not saying if he slapped you in the face, you should come to us. I'm saying if you are this and that, and so on and so forth. Now, in response to that, a lot of people came out of the woodwork. A lot. Many more than there are charges for now. You had women come out of the woodwork. You had grandmothers.
But you know what? Let me tell you, Doug, you're going to have a lot of
grandmothers come out of it. You had men come out of the woodwork. Oh, let me tell you what he did to me.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because it's easier if you have a sisterhood. It's easier if you know
you're not getting what I'm saying.
You're not going to take on that person alone.
Greg, what I'm saying is a lot of it is fraud. Men were coming out of the woodwork.
Well, there's going to be that too.
Yeah, men were coming out of the woodwork. Oh, well, one time he was gay with me. And let me tell you, and people are like, no, that never happened. There was like 20 of those came out of the woodwork. Even called me.
Well, you're going to have both of that. You're going to have to sift.
So you have
You're
these
going to have
people
to sift through it.
Yes, you have. I shouldn't have to. The prosecutor does. And the prosecutor sifts through it by saying, yeah, we'll charge. And they took pretty much everything anybody said who could present any picture of anything they were with Robert and say, yes, I knew him and this is what he may have done to me, but I don't know exactly because I repressed the thing, so on and so forth. It's, in my opinion.
You know what, though, Doug? You're scholarly that way. You're a genius that way. There are people that have photographic memories. There are people that are, they remember everything like elephants, right? And then there are people that don't. They don't.
Right.
They just don't.
How many events have you and I gone to where there's all your friends, all the celebrities are all around everywhere, and you introduce me to them or whatever it might be, and they sit and they're like, you want a picture and stuff, and usually I'm like, no, because I don't, but I don't want to offend anybody, like whoever it might be, and I'll sit and take a picture with them. I don't expect them to remember me. I don't expect it, and sometimes I post something or something, but it's just like Leland. How many pictures of people pose with Leland? As soon as this case hit, Leland says, I am never in my life posing with another woman again. Yeah. Because in the end, that's the connection they use to say, see, he knew me. There's an article. If you Google R. Kelly, Gloria Aldred, you will see a picture of Gloria Aldred, the attorney, holding up a picture of R. Kelly. Or holding up a picture. And the article reads, 2 women come out of the woodwork or whatever and say R. Kelly assaulted them or did something, back in history. And it's a picture of an African-American man in the middle, R. Kelly, with 2 African-American women, one on each side. And on each side of Gloria Aldred are 2 African-American women who purport to be the ones in the picture. All right? Okay. That is the picture in the article. Now, if you read the article, it's a little more explanatory. But if you just read the headline and you zoom in on the picture, it's not R. Kelly. It's LL Cool J. All right? Now, I know it's LL Cool J because it's clear as day. In fact, Google R. Kelly, Gloria Aldred, LL Cool J, and you'll see the picture. Okay.
So what is that? Power suggestion when something like that happens? Why?
I know it's LL Cool J. Gloria might not, but there's a racist thing right there. I guess Gloria thinks all African-American men look alike, but that's on her. I don't know. Maybe she does. But the 2 women who allegedly were assaulted by R. Kelly, you'd think they would know that the guy in the picture is not R. Kelly. It's LL Cool J. So when you're faced with stuff like that hits the press, right? And I'm not going to say political affiliation, but I got to tell you, fake news does exist. You see something like that.
Of course it does.
And other
We're learning that with Trump. Fake news exists. People are going to do what they have to do.
Other people see that, and it empowers them. Well, if that's going to make the news, and those people are powerful, look at me. Like, you look at some of the witnesses in some of these cases out against celebrities. They've become celebrities in their own right just by saying.
Right, but you know what, Doug? You have the bad ones, You have the ones that do it and have done it throughout this entire industry, and then you have those that figure they're going to get away with it because somebody's going to look like a gold digger. And if you know that, because the law does not work for women, we know that. Okay?
Oh, we don't know that.
It hasn't in the past.
But then again, I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman, so how can I say for sure?
Right. In the past, maybe it's changed. Maybe
show up in temporary restraining order court one day and see if the law works for women or not. Trust me. It's a whole different story.
Well, see, you know all the different aspects of law.
Yes, but you're worldly. You're worldly. You know how the world works.
Yes.
I mean, so it is the only thing that should matter in court is the truth. If someone was injured, they have a right to have their day in court and present charges against somebody, the jury of their peers. I just don't like the way any of this stuff came about. 20 years later, supposedly somebody says R. Kelly bribed somebody to get a fake ID for Aaliyah when they got married.
Right.
20 years later, why is that important now?
All right, I have a question. What about the whole thing with like Cosby? Cosby it's a valid thing that worked on in the proper direction.
Listen, as far as I understand this case, and I wasn't the lawyer in the case, but they had people say Harvey Weinstein did this or that. People say that R. Kelly did this or that. They had evidence that Bill Cosby. I dig the guy. I mean, I loved all his shows and his early recordings. I love Bill Cosby as a human being.
But
but supposedly he drugged women and either had his way with them or even drugged women. And that's not right to do that to anyone. It's just wrong, especially if you drug them and take advantage of them. If you drug them by itself, that's wrong. But if you drug them and take advantage of them, that's horrible. And here's the interesting part. There's a sickness involved. Because Bill Cosby is such a huge celebrity. You don't have to do that to anyone.
But it's the conquer. It's the conquer. It's the...
He already conquered. See, he must have had some mental issue. Because
it's something else.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He didn't have to do that to anyone. He's Bill Cosby. My mom would be like, that's Bill Cosby.
You'd be surprised what some of the celebrities out here do. Because they're just because they're creative and they can make a movie, or just because they're a star, does not mean that they're not mentally warped. It's no different than somebody owning a Fortune 500 company and, I don't know, wanting to kill animals. It doesn't mean that you're normal because you run a company.
I have a lot of clients, famous and not, who are in Robert's position, or Kelly's position right now. So I'll talk about them because I can't really talk much about the...
I know.
I'll talk about them and say this. If they are with a young lady, a woman, who presents themselves to be a certain age, presents ID that they're a certain age, comes with friends who are all that certain age, all got into a bar where you could only be a certain age to get in, goes through levels of security. And I know I have a rock band that I represent, and one of the guys goes through the same thing right now. But it's not at the criminal stage yet because they're trying to milk money out of the poor guy. All right?
Okay.
And he's a famous singer. If I said his name, you'd be like, oh my God. And off the air, I'll tell you who it is, but I think we talked about this once. You know who it is. And he's like, what do you want me to do? My security team vets them out. They show ID. I have the picture of the fake ID. We have it in the security guys' cameras and everything. But in some states with strict liability laws, a woman can take the stand and say, hi, how are you? Yes, my name is X, Jennifer, or whatever. And I roofied, let's say, it's not him, but let's say David Lee Roth. By the way, I roofied David Lee Roth. It's not that I lied to him about my age. I did tell him I was 20, but then I roofied him. I somehow was able to get him physically aroused, jumped on top of him, and basically raped him. And the government or a prosecution could ask, ma'am, at any time... Was David Lee Roth's penis inside you? Yes, it was. Statutory rape. That's the craziness that exists to some great extent in some of these laws. And he can wake up and be like, I think I was just violated like in a dentist's office kind of thing. And meanwhile, he now, with a picture or a testimony, he now could be convicted of statutory rape. Because that's going to lack the ability to make the decision to consent or even what. Now, would I be able to defend that case under those facts? Sure I would. But I shouldn't even have to defend that type of case. No, I'm not saying anything that happened like that in Robert's case or any other case. What I'm saying is that's the degree in which the law goes to sometimes. It's archaic. Now, you can't tell a woman what to do with her body. unless it's under 18. Then you can tell a woman what she can do with her body. Or you
Right.
can tell other people what they can or can't do with that woman's body because we're seeking to protect that woman. Okay, that's fine. But cross the border into other countries, cross the border into other states, like New Jersey, 16 years old. All right? Age of consent. Other states, Connecticut, I think it's 18. So if I'm a woman in New Jersey and I say, yes, I would love to be with this man. It's fantastic. I really care for him. I think we might have a future together. And I want to have a sexual relationship with this man. And I am legal to do it. I'm sorry, I'm 17. I'm legal to do it in Connecticut. And he says, oh, well, I just live right over the border in what's right over the border from Connecticut here? In like Fort Lee or something like that, right over the bridge.
Yeah, New Jersey.
I just live right over here. And you come over here, or even to New York, literally a foot over the border. It's now a crime.
And it's 18.
It's now a crime if it was a year young, all right? It's now a crime. And guess what? Now the government will pull you in under the Mann Act that you brought the woman across the state line on purpose. I mean, come on, man. Listen.
This is the, it's the details, and maybe it's the lack of information, and maybe there are the gold diggers and the ones that want to get it. But there are just as many out there don't want no parts of it that, unfortunately,
and I'm not saying any of this.
The casting couch is very real.
I'm not saying any of this has to do with any of the cases I have. I'm talking in general.
I know that.
But I'll tell you why. Because last time I spoke on an intellectual topic about this,
they tried to throw it at you?
Yeah, the government in this case said, look, Mr. Anton could be intimidating prospective witnesses by even talking about it. So I'm talking in general about the law and these types of cases. I've made it very clear I'm not talking about Robert's case or any other client specifically. But when you're dealing with something, like, for example, I'm a young lady, I'm 17 years and 364 days. Tonight at midnight is my birthday. And I had a case like this 5 years ago. Tonight at midnight is my birthday. And if I do something now, the gentleman I do it with could go to jail. But if I do something in 5 hours, he can't. Now, there should be some leeway there for consent, for understanding. And at the
I think you
base level, if it's
He's
not
buffering. Oh, there you go. Okay.
At the base level, if it's not a celebrity, you can always talk to a prosecutor. Listen, she's going to come to court and say she understood it was her birthday. She's this, she's that. I even had cases, drinking cases, underage drinking, where you're 20 and that night, midnight, you're turning whatever, and they try to nail you because you drank before midnight. I mean, come on. And we're real people in the world, We're real people. So, I don't know.
I think the biggest misconception of what it is when you are a defense attorney is you're seeing it and seeing the possibilities of where there's loopholes and room for error, right? And because you know way more than other people, you can see the good, the bad, the ugly, the garb, the games, you see all of it. All right. There's no lie that R. Kelly is a celebrity. There's no lie that a lot of different celebrities will deal with people that just want to go after their money. But there are also those that think they're higher than the law.
Let me make it very clear that I am not talking about...
It's no different than bad cops and good cops.
Yeah, let me make it very clear again that I am not talking about R. Kelly.
Right? Huh?
Let me make it very clear again that I am not talking about R. Kelly. I'm hearing your commentary. Yeah.
Right.
So, but yes, there's all kinds of people. Listen, in everything I do every day, I'd like to say I'm being honest and trustworthy and doing the right thing according to my moral code and my God, whatever that might be. But people cross the line every now and then. I don't know. I can't think about the last time I crossed the line. I think the last thing I did that ever really bothered me was I was gonna buy. It was like maybe 7 years ago. I was gonna buy grapes, and I just didn't have the cash on me. But I was in the store and I thought I had the cash on me. I didn't have my cards or anything. And before I put the grapes back, I just took a grape off the grape thing and I ate it.
Grape.
I stole a grape. I stole a grape and I felt very bad about it for a while. Yeah. And but people have different moral codes and do things under different moral codes, and different cultures are different religions are different. So there has to be a common thing, and the law is good because the law provides based on diversity to every citizen equally, and that's what I love about the law. So when you said before loopholes, I don't find loopholes. The government has to prove their case, and the state has to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt every time. If there's a gap in the state's case, people say, "Oh, Doug found a loophole." No, I didn't find a loophole. I acknowledged a gap in the government's case.
Right.
Me and a billion other the government or the state's case.
Okay. Yeah, but Doug, you see beyond. You have the ability to see beyond. I have that gift, so I'm able to identify that gift. We're able to see except you're a lawyer. I use for metaphysical reasons to see in life. You're able to see. It's read between the lines. That makes it easy.
Right.
You read between the lines, but you use it. In this case, however, you already use it. I know that there are other people that are artists. You're launching a talent company. Talk a little bit about that. You're able to see talent because you yourself are and have been in a band. Most people will go, "Oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, he doesn't know anything. Oh, blah, 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 blah." You can sing. I mean, like any rock star out here. I know because when you sing, I tape it. I have video footage, blackmail video footage, but there's nothing to blackmail because I have good footage on you, okay? Not bad footage. It's just you singing.
Right.
But I say that to say that that's what you can do. You can use this, whatever this platform is, whatever this experience is, whatever this is that's going on, you can use this, in another portion of life, helping talent, helping advise, helping others to see where they can do better, where they can make a difference, where they can know before they make the mistake so that they don't end up doing what they do or they don't end up needing you or someone may not know and doesn't end up maybe doing something selfishly with a celebrity because they realize there are serious ramifications. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some level where we can all come from these things rather than just being beat up, just being argumentative about them and just, person after person, experience after experience. There's got to be a takeaway because the world stopped. It's changed. There's got to be a takeaway from this.
I'm hoping that doesn't die out. That's the goal. I mean, I look at 9/11 and I say to myself, the goal of 9/11 was sort of to bring unity together after the country was hit. I was afraid it was going to turn because I'm half Sicilian, half Armenian. So the Armenian part is like in the Arabic kind of world. And I was afraid that we were going to have an anti-Arabic country or anti-immigrant country. But, it made us acknowledge the existence of every culture's arguments, whatever they might be.
Yes.
It was a harsh slap in the face. But I was hoping it would have a more durational effect of bringing us together, and it didn't. COVID, I'm seeing, has a good effect of bringing us together to care for each other. But I also see that as soon as everybody's good again, it's going to go back to, listen, we are a capitalistic society. I'm not against it. I'm for it. But there's capitalism, and there's capitalism where there's no caring. Being a lawyer, you do well. Even if you're not a great lawyer, you do well. I mean, being a lawyer is a good profession. You help a lot of people, and you make money enough to help your family and give back to society and things like that. But I see that, even now I see, I'm not saying people should not open their barbershops and this and that, but maybe if you want to open your barbershop, I know a pizza guy, all right? He says, my pizza business is right here in Hackensack. My pizza business is you come in and you look at what's in the tray and the gourmet pizzas I make. You get a slice. That's where I make my money off the slices because they're a good amount of price. So I need people to come in. So, Doug, what can I do under the law? So I read up on it. I made sure I understood. And I said, you know what? Have people in. Do what you want to do. Make sure you got a 600-degree oven. So any virus getting in there is getting killed. So that's not okay. Wear your mask, do your thing, and conduct your business. We didn't go on TV. I'm going to open up my pizza place tomorrow.
Right. Don't tell on yourself, right?
Do it. Make sure you do all the protections. Do everything right. Wear your gloves. Wear your mask. Right. Don't let anybody else in. Don't let people get close to each other. It has 7 tables. Put 2 tables in there. All right? Lose money on business, but at least, give people slices to go out the door. And there's a way to do it. Same thing with DMX, for example. DMX had the same charges as Earl Simmons, had the same charges as Michael Vick had at one point, all right, with regard to the dogs and everything, all right? But the attorneys, I was involved in this case, the attorneys who helped Earl Simmons, DMX, were quiet about it. With Michael Vick, the people there decided to make a big deal about it. And it wasn't so much the news. It was the attorneys who got involved and were like, this is an outrage. It's dogs are property. You can do whatever you want. And that all the political pressure came down. Now how he resolved the other case? Very quiet, very calm. Give a little money to ASPCA. Give a little money, and you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
People make mistakes.
You don't have to bark at everything you do all the time. And that's when you attract the attention of people, and that's a 50% margin. 50% of the people are going to love you, 50% of the people are going to hate you. Look at the politics we have. It's pretty much down the middle. 50% of the people love Trump, 50% of the people hate him. All right? So now what does it mean is going to happen in the future? Whatever happens, happens. But every decision a president makes, he knows, any position of power, you with all your companies, you know that 50% of your decisions are going to be hated by another sector. Right? Yeah. I know that every case I'm on, somebody is on it 50% against me, or else there's that no adversarial relationship. So you've just got, people can take a lot from the legal profession. In court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, or Your Honor, counsel is not saying yes, and blah, 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 and I'll rip that person apart. But as soon as the judge bangs the gavel and we're done, I often go to the prosecutor, hey, you want to go get lunch or whatever, and we go on.
Right,
It's an adversarial procedure for a purpose. Not you really hate anybody.
I don't really hate the person.
The biggest arguer every day. So in my personal life, I don't want to argue about anything. Anybody comes to me like, what do you want to go for dinner? I don't care. What do you want to do? Your car's going to cost $10,000 to fix. Okay, all right, I guess. I'll maybe I only go to people I trust anyway. But I will certainly not argue with the guy. What am I going to do? Argue? Everybody wants to argue about everything. I argue all day long. I don't want to argue anymore. And people could learn from the legal profession. Why? Because some people wait all their lives just to be able to have that voice, to be able to argue and make their point. And what's their point? You shouldn't have this color straw at Quick Check because it's offensive to Indians. I mean, literally, there are cases like this. Really, that's the thing to argue about? And some of the stuff we see here, hydroxychloroquine. President Trump's an idiot for saying hydroxychloroquine. And it's not, everybody shows such fake bias. I mean, I wish the news would just take it upon themselves, but they can't. Republicans or Democrats, they can't because they want to push their agenda so much. It's a very bad way. I stopped commenting on Facebook. My last post on Facebook about politics was, I'm not going to do this anymore. Because I see friends who I jam with music.
You'll lose friends when you have a voice. It's ridiculous.
I see the friends. I can't believe you're such an ass. You said, I'm like, whoa, guys, we love each other. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We play music every Wednesday night. What are you doing arguing about this? And it's offensive. So I just stopped. I didn't want to present a platform for it. And listen, this guy, I didn't vote for Barack Obama, but when he became president, that's my president. And if he told me to go to war, I would. In 4 years, if I don't like it, we'll vote the next guy out. But I think he did a good job as a president. And I think if Biden wants any chance to win it all, he should choose Michelle Obama. She's a lawyer. She's aggressive. She's tough. She's brilliant. And I respect her. Right? I don't agree with 99% of her politics, but I trust the human being. And that's kind of what you want in life.
That's where we're at in this world. It's about trusting the human being.
Yeah.
I believe that's what's coming back.
Yeah. Well, to you,
hopefully,
to God's ears. Yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully, well, you know me. That's my brain. I'm wired that way.
You still got that.
God willing, it gets us through this.
Yeah.
It just has to.
Yeah.
So what's new with your company? And I know you're busy in this.
Yes.
Oh, wait, the whole thing with R. Kelly, you can't do anything right now because it's like COVID, so you have to stop?
We're still doing discovery.
Oh, okay.
We're making some motions to try to get him not released, but just secured to a different location for so that he doesn't die in jail. Because you have guys who have been convicted of crimes who they're letting out of jail. Now, I don't want people to die in jail. I'm against the death penalty. But like Michael Cohen, he's out in New York City walking around. He's a convicted felon. All right? Tekashi 69, convicted felon. These guys are convicted felon, and they're let out of jail. R. Kelly is innocent until proven guilty, and this client of ours, Steve, Michael, myself, and Tom, could die in jail without ever having the opportunity to prove his innocence. P.S., which he did 10 years ago when they brought the same charges against him, and he went to trial, and he was proven innocent by a jury of his peers. So he'd been through this one time. All the false stories came up, video and everything, and he was proven innocent, acquitted by a jury of his peers. And yet, this gentleman, 53 years old, with medical issues of his own, is in a facility who every single day the COVID positive numbers are increasing.
I read it yesterday. It's up 70% in institutions.
It's insane. And
are they caring for people in jail?
Listen,
are they getting medical attention?
I'm not in jail, so I don't know. But they're doing everything they can. But it's not enough. It's not enough. And the judge in our case, I never have anything negative or positive. Well, positive sometimes to say about judges, but the judge is a solid judge. I mean, well-respected, well-learned, reasoned judge.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of pressure on, judges.
Sure.
But I'm not saying that.
Yeah, some to set the example, some to have the time for all the discovery, all of that, right?
I'm not saying her. Yeah, very, very fair. I'm not saying her legal reasoning is even off. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying let Robert leave the prison in a limousine and go driving around and going to McDonald's and having a good time. What I'm saying is, let's secure him to an alternate location for two reasons. One, so that he doesn't die an innocent man unable to prove, which, by the way, will have effect on his children. How? Money is generated from his catalog of songs that his children and his heirs should have the benefit of. Well, that catalog is going to be diminished in value if he dies accused of these things. All right, without a chance to prove himself innocent. And that's not fair to them. It's not fair to the whole justice system. So we just want him secured to a different location. He won't be walking in the street like Michael Cohen is today on the news and waving to people and this and that. And you know what? When COVID is done, move him right back into the MCC, Your Honor, if that's what you want to have happen. We have no problem with that. We also want him out so we can communicate with him. Robert, everybody knows, has a problem reading and writing. He's a genius musician, but he can't read or write.
I know.
Everybody knows it. It's not like a secret.
Everybody knows.
So, okay?
Wow.
Wow. Only because it happens to be in a room next to me. This is what I feel like sometimes.
I'm telling you.
I might as well just,
You know what, Doug? I'm telling you. It's such not a laughing matter, and I, my wiring, and I keep excusing myself. My wire. My wiring during this COVID, I have chosen, I don't know, just the land of make-believe, because it's going to get me through it, and it's going to spread. It's infectious. Now, you're able, and it's again with the harsh reality that you're dealing with, which is a serious case with a lot of pressure, from being disliked by lots of women and lots of friends and family. You've taken this case on. In addition, you have a client that I know you sincerely care about everybody, friends, family, and clients, and you somehow seem to be able to still smile and still stay positive and still find the solution and still find, the better side of it. Me, somehow I'd be tucked with my head under a pillow somewhere going nuts.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm not saying my head don't go under a pillow every now and then myself, but that's how people deal with stuff, But underneath that pillow usually is some kind of discovery or report, and I just start reading it. Yeah. So,
right.
But I have a good support structure. I have a very good support structure. I have people who I care about, people who love me. I have a very good family. I got you. I mean, I got people I can contact and talk to about stuff, people who are in the know. So, and I've got the clients themselves. I've got clients, I'm one of the guys who can say, I've got some of the best friends in the world, and they're involved in my business. Like, friends, a mutual friend that you and I know who was accused of a horrible sexual crime, that we flipped that around to show that he was completely innocent, brought charges against her even for bringing those acts, those fake claims against him with regard to his child and stuff like that. You know what that makes you feel when you do something like that, And you realize you took an innocent guy who was charged with the most horrendous thing by a woman who had an ulterior motive to try to do something to get the child away from him for her own purposes.
Right.
And when you flip that around and you have a prosecutor who realize that that person lied and then bring charges against that person for bringing those fake charges, you did something good.
For lying. Like that.
Yeah. You and I both know of that scenario.
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
I know that scenario.
Yeah.
Did I freeze? I think I'm
still hear you though. Are you still there? Okay, I lost you on audio. I lost your audio.
And transparent. And I promise, there's Doug, I promise that as I embark on the next chapter of my career, I promise, hi everybody, and thank you so much, everybody, for being in here with us and having these difficult conversations with us. So I was just thanking everybody as we joined, because we have a lot of people listening, Doug, Yeah. So I don't even know what I was rambling about, but I was saying that you get a thump up, because we do know the person. You get a thump in your heart and your chest when you hear negative things, and you can only hope that it's not true. In that person's case, they had you so fortunate, you turned it around, and then you were able to expose that the woman was wrongful. There are always going to be the two sides. There's always going to be the two sides, and then there's the sides where the person's bad.
Yeah.
It happens, and they're really bad, and they're walking around the streets, and they're going to get away with it because maybe somebody doesn't have the heart to deal with it, or they don't want to cash in the chip of, oh, I'm going to waste my time fighting over you and your sorry ass. No, I'm going to grow, and I'm going to go, and you spend every day of your life wondering if you're ever going to get picked up. Let those guys worry that way, because they can. Because now the law makes it such that, they can get beat up by the cousin, that flies in on a plane, or they can not rest well, or they can worry about their career and themselves. They know who they are. But in that case, that's a good scenario that you were able to save that person, and it was able to be revealed that they were not the guilty party. The lady, thus, was the guilty party for her own malicious reasons.
And the funny thing about that is, as much as I tried so much to tell him, listen, prosecute her for doing what she did. We got to continue to do that. didn't. He's like, nah, it's the mother of my kid. I'm like, bro,
Right, because
she
it's
was
the mother of his
willing
child.
for you to go to jail for 25 years.
That's an ugly person.
And then you're okay with dismissing? He's like, I can't do it. It's the mother of my kid. Because we were ready to get her not only convicted, but also it had been deported. After she was done, she'd be deported. And I got to tell you, I was so angry about the whole thing because I love this guy. He's like a brother. And I was so angry about it that, but he's like, I can't do it. And I was like, you're a better man than I am. I'd be like, forget this. I'll pay for the plane. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you look at it, it's like if a person is going to stab you and then you go, let it go. It's like, but they wanted you dead, you know? And I identify with him and his theory because I do know that in all my spiritual reading, and I'm more spiritual than most of my friends could even understand in 1% of their souls, but they are in my space, so I think they understand more than I even think they understand. But, you know, when you're on that journey, you're not willing to cash ship anymore for people. You're just willing to continue on that journey. And you know that it's like swiping a credit card. I did an interview. Somebody said to me, oh, it was Rich Eddie's cousin. I did his interview last week. Eddie Murphy's cousin.
Right.
He's an entertainment. He's an entertainment agent.
Charlie.
He used to handle Charlie.
Right.
And Rich, and he said, you know, I think it was Uncle Ray who said, you know, relationships and people or favors are like swiping a credit card, and you know, just remember every time you give one, you're swiping that card. And there's but so many times, like if it's a credit card, there's but so many times it has a max that you can call upon that favor. So be mindful of the favors that you're extending for others, in addition, asking of those favors.
Yeah.
because
you can swipe one day and it's ain't going to work. Yeah.
Yeah, when you need it for you.
Yeah.
Right? If you just spend. You know what? Before I lose you or something else happens with, you know, the Instagram, I wanted to ask, because it's important to be educational. I told people that, you know, as I come back into the world, I want it to be educational, bring light on people that have helped me to be who I am, extensions of me. So bring light on what it is that, you know, you're doing with the entertainment company, what it is that you're looking for in talent, what shapes somebody that you yourself would even consider or be interested in, aside from me dragging them in the office.
Exactly. Well, so far the people you drag in have been great. All right, so when it comes to sports stuff, so the company's called Conception Sports and Entertainment Management. So when it comes to sports and athletes, I started with the concept of, it was a pro athlete I represented, his wife on a matter where she was falsely accused of something, and we built a good relationship. He was a New York Giant, and we built a good relationship, and he said to me, why don't you become an agent? And I said, I got enough to do, you know, so on and so forth. So I figured, you know what, let me see what it's about. So I went and I got an application, and, you know, very long application, but pretty much like second or third question in, are you a licensed attorney in good standing? If the answer is yes, jump to page 28. Because we go through enough scrutiny where, you know, nobody has to vet us out again. If you're a licensed attorney in good standing, believe me, that's a pretty high thing. So I became a licensed agent. I think it's NBA, NFL, a bunch of different sports, boxing agent and stuff like that. So all tests, all fees, you got to take the tests and everything. So I thought about doing it. I was going to start out doing, because I'm nobody that should represent prime playing athletes. There are some great agents for that, UPTOWN and some other companies. You don't need a guy like me, plus I don't have the experience. So I figured I would represent, at start, post-play athletes. The Larry Holmeses, the Buddy McGirts of the world, ex-boxers, who just want to do personal appearances and make some money. I figured I'd have some fun doing that.
Some speaking engagements, book tours, all of that.
Right, stuff like that. Post-play. Some people say over the hill. They're not over the hill because they're a whole different area of their talent right now. They're exploiting. Sure, they're not boxing anymore, although Mike Tyson and Holyfield are doing a rematch, I heard. So that should be interesting. But so I did post-play athletes to do that. And then I started coming in age closer to play athletes. Some of the good athletes who can play, And I figured, I'm not going to try to touch that world yet. I'm not there. So I went beneath that. I started scouting college athletes. I got licensed in various different states. Now there's a license with the NCAA. So I got licensed and processed with the NCAA. And as an attorney, putting on seminars at high schools and stuff like that. So my schools, just telling people about what to expect in the world, just getting a feel for talent that's out there and so on and so forth. Being very mindful that there are certain lines you can't cross. I'm an attorney after all. I mean, even to a higher ethical standard than there is for NCAA and stuff like that. Like you can't even, prior to the new rules, you can't even buy a football player in college a coffee when you're having dinner with them. If you
wow.
you can't do anything. So now it's a little different because unfortunately everybody's breaking the rules anyway, so they just changed the rules. As crazy as that sounds, can't give a guy $30,000 over the table, but there's a lot that goes on. So then I started getting athletes who were good enough, very close to playing in the D League, which was the D League, now it's the G League, for basketball. They're not good enough to go there, but they've been scouted by some of the pro teams. And I was like, they come to me. What do you think, Doug? Do you think this and that? And I used to have a kid working for me, and we still talk. Mike Matthews, just a great kid, smart, sharp, and he knew all the stats of all the players and everything. And that's who I use now. These kids, they know all the stats. So we get a player profile in. We get like maybe 30 player profiles a week of different sports. We get player profiles in, and I'll be like, any good? Oh my God, we got to sign this kid, and this kind of thing. So, and then we'll talk to him. We'll get to know them. It's very much about the kid. If he's intense, if he's driven, it is very much.
And giving them an opportunity to continue to play in something they spent their entire life doing. That they may not make it to the NBA or the NFL, right?
Interestingly enough, they're also giving us the opportunity. And we never lose sight of track that they're trusting their career in our hands.
Right.
So we want to make sure we do the right thing. Everyone, because I'm just a little guy here. But the players we get, if they're not good enough for the NBA or for the G League, then what we do is we take them and we shop them through FIBA to other clubs all around the world. And that's where you get your money. That's where you get the player playing. Like we have players that go out and play for the London Lions, the teams in Turkey, the teams in China, to all these different teams, and we have various contracts for them. We have 30, 40 players at any given time with contracts playing all over the world. Now, of course, because of COVID, everything's relaxed.
Right, but you're able to get it. Right.
I make sure as an attorney to negotiate these considerations. It's like something like this. So then you have the players, they got to be passport ready, and they're just waiting. And we're actively out there. We're on Eurobasket pushing the players and stuff, and we get deals. And then they get sent out within a couple of days. I front the money. They go. The team reimburses us. We use FIBA agents. I'm not a licensed FIBA agent, so FIBA is like the NBA for the rest of the world. So we have licensed FIBA agents in different territories that we work with. So it's great. It's very enjoyable. It's fun. Having one contract for $100,000 out there where we get our percentage of 8%, we split in half for 4% is $4,000. Not a lot, but have 30, 40, 50 contracts out there with various players, and it's good. It's financially good. Then you have the music aspect of it. You have the sports aspect, then you have the music aspect. And the music aspect is a completely different world. Now is a completely different world, not from sports, but then music used to be. Now, if you have a song, you don't need record companies, you don't need anything.
Right.
You just need
A&R, artist and repertoire, all that.
I liken it now to potato chips. If you have a new flavor of potato chip, it could be the best potato chip in the world, and used to be you have to go find the distributor to put it on the shelves, this and that. Now I can beam that potato chip flavor right into your mouth. And if you like it, you go buy it. We're working with an artist right now. His name is Little Cartier. He's on Instagram. He is fantastic. He's blowing up, and he's great. We're in negotiation right now with a great company for a record contract. And this is an artist, Little Cartier. Cartier spelled like the jeweler,
like
but having nothing to do with the jeweler, having to do with the explorer.
And they're allowed to use it?
We have Cartier. It's nothing to do with the jewelry company. It has to be the brand.
Are they allowed to use it due to the little part?
Yes,
because I know that they made somebody shave their name.
Yes, well, Cardi B used to be Bacardi, and they made her change that to Cartier.
Yes,
Little Cartier.
I know, but you know all about that.
Yeah, Little Cartier is not named after Cartier, that company. Little Cartier is named after for himself, the explorer, who was a French explorer, went to Canada and joined all the races together. That is what dear Little Cartier does. And he is amazing. Anybody, go look him up on Instagram.
I'm going to have him look him up.
His manager is a great friend for a long time. And when this contract gets signed, we're taking a little slow right now because of COVID.
Sure.
We don't want to enter into something we got to sit on, have that clock run. So we're just doing the terms right.
You haven't heard Esteban. He's blowing up also. I've had him on conversations with D, the owner of Rough Riders. He has just turned into this beast. Hits songs.
I have heard.
We haven't seen each other. I'm over here doing.
I have heard Esteban. Not only you telling me about him, but us not having that sit down yet. But the word is out there enough that I heard it peripherally about Esteban, and I was like, hold on, Esteban, you mean that?
You know what? Just a sidebar, because I'm not a momager probably because I know what it's like to be the artist, right? But I'm his momager, but I'm more of a mentor. I know this kid has known his whole life. He grew up, I used to calm him in my belly with music, right? So he's been in the studios, he's grown up around it, he knows it. But Esteban never wanted to do the music industry. He always wanted to be supportive of his friends. And all his friends went on to do great things, shows, touring. This one's celebrity, this one's somebody's son. It's very, second generation's easy now. Right.
That happens. Look at
but
Sheryl
then
Crow.
all of a sudden, he morphed.
Yeah.
But then he's been morphing more and more and more. And now I'm like, he writes and writes. It comes out of him like water. But he's different. It's not only hip hop. It's like poetic hip hop meets rock.
He's a musician.
He's on his own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so grateful, because he's finding his own thing. You know what Miss Deb said?
Genetics.
Miss Deb said, I know, but Miss Deb said to him when he has all aunties and uncles in the industry. Miss Deb said to him one day when he was just getting into the infantile end of the business, she said to him, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. Listen to her. She knows everything about the business. And he just looked at me. She said, your mother knows everything. And then she said, I'll tell you something. I walked into a party one day, and she said, and I heard somebody on the radio, and I was like, yo, who's this kid? I need to sign him. They were like, yo, Deb, this is your son. That's Waka Flocka Flame. Yeah. And she said, and the joy in her spirit of it being her son, but she didn't do it.
Yeah.
But she did it, but she didn't do it, but she did it, but she did it. It's a different kind of a beast, So it's a good feeling. Yeah. I mean, he's got his own clothing line.
Look, it's a natural progression. It's a natural progression. When you're with artistic people and you got a mom like you, it's a natural progression. Like nobody would say if I had a son and I made that son, or I wanted my son to become a lawyer, if he was a good lawyer, nobody would say, "Oh wow, that's interesting. I don't know how that happened." It's logical. It's logical that a child from you should be a talent. It's a logical thing. I mean, come on.
But we do get to the point where it's like, okay, if you don't want to do it, but he figured it out on his own.
Yeah, I didn't get to that point. My dad was like, you're going to do this or so I'll bust your head wide open. I was like, okay.
That works too.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need the big house, Esteban. You go. He's like, I got you, Mom. I got you.
Right.
I know. Well, anyway, is there anything else you want to add? Anybody that you're focused on or...
I had a back issue last year, this time earlier, January to February. The outcome of the back surgery and everything gave me a whole new lease on life, changed everything. I had gone through a bad time the year before, not anybody else's fault, probably all my own fault. Got through a bad time, and I had just come out of some personal issues, and then I had the back issue, and it made me say to myself, I have a whole different opening in my life right now to focus on different things. I stopped working as much, all right? Clients don't believe that. I'm still working all for you. But so I stopped working as much. When the sun is out, I like to go outside. I like to do things. On weekends, I'm doing like construction projects and fun physical things. So I've changed. It's a shame that I had to wait till I was in the early 50s to do that, but it made me think of a lot of different things and wanting to enjoy life more. And I'm glad certain things happened to me. And I spend time with my friends, you and other people more.
Yes, it matters, Doug. It matters.
And this COVID thing happens, and now you're spending a lot of time at home with family. I just hope that it teaches us something.
To be kind.
Yeah, to actually to do the family thing more. I like the Sundays, getting together and relaxing on a Sunday. And I got to tell you, I'm very much enjoying what's happening. Yeah,
me too.
I was sick for a while. Yeah, I got the. I'm not going to say exactly because once you say you had something, then they start tracking you and everything.
I know. You just weren't feeling well.
Sick as a dog.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, bad. Yeah.
Well, thank God you're okay. You know.
Trump would say, "I must have visited China." Yeah. So.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, Doug. You know what? I think that. Like the place where I was at just completely closed. All of it closed. Like I don't even know if that portion of life is even going to come back. But I got this overwhelming feeling. I'm an empath and all these other gifts that I have on a spiritual level. But I get this overwhelming feeling of bliss for 2 weeks. And when I tell you,
by the way, Lil Cartier just joined. I see him right
here. They joined? Hi!
Yeah. And then they got Ian is his manager. It says Doug is the GOAT, which I didn't know what that meant.
You are the GOAT.
I didn't know what that meant.
Greatest of all time.
Because of this, I thought I was a GOAT at some capacity. But Ian explained it to me. Again, check out this Little Cartier. He's insanely good. Yeah.
Well, we're going to bring him in. You tell me. I'll bring him in. We'll interview him. I'll make sure the world, the entertainment business knows about him. Because, I was telling somebody today, the people that are in my group of friends, everybody's somebody, right? Everybody's somebody. The quality, sometimes I look at the quality of the peers, and I'm so grateful for these people. And sometimes I go, oh, well, where's the 100,000 likes? Or where's the... If I don't know 100,000 people, but I do know 100,000 people, and they just can't find me yet, I'm really, really, really grateful for the relationships I've established.
And that's the interesting thing. Your likes, it's not like your friends need to see you through Instagram. Your friends, you see regularly. You have 100,000 people walking through your place a year. So
I know.
They want to see you live. They see you live.
They see me. I'm like that. I stay close to people.
Yeah. I came to my office once you were here. Yeah. I was like, hey, what's going on?
I know.
I still don't know how you got in, but I mean.
I know. I'm like, hi, Doug.
Yeah. Like, hello. Yeah.
But, it's, I'm grateful, and I just feel like, you know what? I have a lot of different things. We'll talk more about different ideas and different things that are starting to come. But in addition to that, I just feel like it's important to have somebody like you, if you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes for people to say, okay, Doug's got something to say. She's dragging Doug in this week, Doug can say that, as we get busier, and just pull together people that are wise and might not always have the time or think in this direction. But because I'm that muse and I'm going to drag you, you can call in for a few minutes and give some wisdom and entertainment. Give some wisdom on direction and draw the people in. And, I just feel like these things are important. And that's why I said, I got to get Doug in here. And I knew with Damion, in the beginning of the conversation, I knew it was going to be a perfect fit because he's just one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Right. He really is. So
I'll tell you,
we'll continue to do this.
I did something for Fox earlier today. I was more excited to an interview. I was more excited to do this than I was for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Doug. I didn't even know.
Yeah. It's just something that we had planned on doing for a while for a program they're putting together on the Me Too movement and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the synergy, right?
Yeah.
Look at the synergy. So I'm
Just
I'm
remember, everybody listening, everybody's going to watch this in the future. This country is built on, I think it was in 18 something or 1910, maybe officially it came over, innocent until proven guilty. Nobody knows what the lawyers in a case know, and the jury and the judge will eventually hear. So, innocent until proven guilty. Think of yourself as being charged
with something you didn't do.
With something like somebody you hate is charged with. And then say, what if I was really innocent? What would I do or say? Would
Hold up, Anton!
Would I stand on the would I stand on the mountain and scream? Would I do like Michael Jackson did, went on TV and said, "This is ridiculous"? Would I do like Bill Clinton and say, "I did not have sex with that woman"? You don't know what you would do. Thank God. Hopefully, you never have to be in that position. But if you do, yeah, give me a call.
Yeah, but you know, it's important, Doug. What you do is really important, and you know, you're a person. There's people out there that aren't people that, you know, are in that line of work and that are not even, you know, playing by the same set of rules, and you know that as well.
I know, but the 99.9% of everyone hard. I'm not a guy who really has anything bad.
Yeah, but you're drawing that to you. That's all that matters.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I'm going to dress. I'm so glad you're well.
All right.
Okay. Stay alive.
We'll talk about this weekend, Memorial Day.
Huh?
We'll talk about Memorial Day this weekend.
I know. Stay alive. I need you. You can't go anywhere. Okay?
Take care.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Doug. Okay. So, guys, I just want to thank everybody as the train is tooting outside my window. I am just so grateful today for you guys sharing this time with me. I'm grateful for my guests. More importantly, it's very important for me to share that I know things about people over the years that others may not know. I know I've established solid relationships with people. I don't endorse everybody, but if I endorse you, then you are somebody that in my world, I am endorsing for a reason. I respect you, I believe in you, and I will support you.